Imagine having to wake up for a 40-hour work week and only getting paid 7, 8, $9 an hour. Consider this. If you are working 40 hours a week at the federal minimum wage of $7.25, you are earning $290 each week or $15,080 a year. That's assuming that you work every single day of the week with no sick days, no vacation days. Now, what are you supposed to do with $290 a week when you have rent that's $700 a month, gas prices that keep skyrocketing, and you can't forget the food prices? Making $8 an hour can get you a gallon of milk and a gallon of gas for every hour you work. That's ridiculous. How does the government expect kids or even adults to live off of minimum wage? Minimum wage needs to be raised. Kids, even adults, can't afford their rent. Food prices are outrageous. And forget about extracurricular activities. Those would be off limits when you're only making minimum wage. Growing up 20, 30 years ago was probably just as hard as it is now. The way food prices are going up, everyone will be homeless. We need minimum wage to be raised. Raising the minimum wage would increase economic activity and spur job growth. Increasing the minimum wage would reduce poverty. Also, increasing the minimum wage would help reduce race and gender inequality. Increasing the minimum wage would also increase worker productivity and reduce employee turnover. The list goes on and on about how productive it would be to raise the minimum wage. According to procon.org, Economic Policy Institute say that a minimum wage increase from the current rate of $7.25 an hour to $10.10 an hour would inject $22.1 billion into the economy and create about 85,000 new jobs over a 3-year phase-in period. That $2.85 increase would make a huge difference in people's paychecks week to week. That's an additional $114 every week. According to a 2014 Congressional Budget Office report, increasing the minimum wage to $9 an hour would lift 300,000 people out of poverty, and an increase to $10.10 an hour would lift 900,000 people out of poverty. This would create less crime in high crime areas. This would give people a reason to go out there and work and make some money for them and their families. Among the 34 Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development member countries, the United States has one of the highest levels of income inequality. Families come here for a better life, to be free and to be able to provide for their families. People have 2 or 3 kids, and $8 an hour isn't even enough for themselves, let alone 3 kids who need books, clothes, medical expenses, food. The list goes on forever. Everyday necessities like food or gas or water, the prices are going up and up and up, more and more every day. The average price of gas in the United States is $2.29, and the average cost of a gallon of milk is $3.45. That's almost $6 right there for everything you need every day. How does the government expect us to live off of that? The average family of 3 people spend $463 a month on food cost. That's half of your monthly income when you're making minimum wage. Let's put this into perspective a little bit deeper. The average, now I'm saying average because this can range anywhere from $160 to $290 a month on gas for your car. A lot of families who are only making minimum wage can't afford to buy a house or get approved for a mortgage, so they have to rely on leasing an apartment or a condo. The average monthly rent for a condo in Florida is $850. Let me do some quick math to put this into perspective. Family of 3, both making minimum wage, would have approximately $137 left over after all their bills are paid off at the end of the month. 56% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck because the prices of everything are being inflated significantly, and nobody living off minimum wage can afford it. And that's no way to live. Now, how many of you go into work and don't feel motivated or feel like it's not worth being there for $8 an hour? I know I do, and I know I'm not the only one. Raising minimum wage would increase job productivity and make the employees more motivated and excited and willing to work. It would decrease job turnovers because employees would be more willing to stay in a place that they are making decent money in. According to Pew Research Center, the number 3 reason why people leave their job is because they don't make enough to live on. Another thing I can add is I feel like if all the states started out with $10 an hour, whether you're a male or female, whether you're African American or white, gender equality would diminish because we are all equal. We all would be doing the same job and making the same amount of money. Nobody wants to live paycheck to paycheck and not be able to do the things they want. The weekends are meant for having fun, going out, spending time with your family and friends. The people